The fact that I have to pay full price for this game, despite me already owning it and not receiving any sort of discount, automatically gets it a sin. That is way too low for this sort of sin. The only difference between this version and the original is updated graphics and the theater mode. Much better. Narration via info dump. Prepare yourselves to hear me say this sin a lot.
Power and wind. To fight our way through whatever nightmares were waiting there.
That is some heavy-handed dialogue if I've ever heard it. Also, not so subtle foreshadowing.
Gotcha.
Character is saved in the nick of time cliche.
Use the auxiliary hand system to open the gate.
Hand-holding. But I'm gonna have to retract that sin and more thanks to this lack of HUD. Say what you will, but it adds a real element of fear in combat situations. And since it persists across both games, I think that's worthy of 10 sins removed.
Before we leave the surface, put your gas mask on. Without it, it'll be like a boat.
This isn't Archon's first time to the surface or toxic areas, and you know this. This is purely here for the newcomers. For such an excellent game, it does have a lot of these annoying mini QTE moments. Again, why say this? Archon knows that we're heading towards the tower. Hand-fisted dialogue I detect indeed. Sudden silent car out of nowhere!
Glad to see you, Colonel.
Not even an apology? These guys are definitely Russian. Referencing a far more difficult part of the game than what they're experiencing. God damn, that's how you introduce a fearsome character. One sim removed. More narration.
I had just turned 20.
But that would mean he was born as the bombs fell. But he's shown and spoken of as a child here and in the sequel. He should be almost 25. Looking at what the world used to be cliche. And I add this in very begrudgingly considering our current predicament. Inability to play the guitar. Also, isn't one of these strums really similar to a John Farnham song? That's always bugged me, but no millennial alive knows John Farnham anymore. Absolutely not so subtle foreshadowing.
What's your plan for the Dark Ones? Hunt them all down and shoot them.
Sasuke!
Hunter, what's happening in the outside world these days?
Not much. Most of what I hear is about the exhibition and the undead infesting your tunnels.
The undead are never explored, minus the ghosts as they're still dead, and this plotline ends here. Stepdouche takes the better weapon and leaves me with the pea shooter.
It's the hospital. They smell the blood.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
No Dark Ones here. Just the usual tunnel trash.
We're led to believe the Dark Ones are behind the Nosalis attacks and how they are killing people, when it's all just coincidence. Once again, humanity is dumb and blames the innocent.
The Dark Ones are not simple mutants. They're Homo Novus, the next step in evolution. You've heard about survival of the fittest? Guess what? We lost.
Although it's weird that Alex knows, or guesses, the origin of the Dark Ones, it's refreshing to see a video game character use that term correctly. Minus one sin. But game cliche number 2, protagonist's home is destroyed under threat and thus they are the only one who can save it. Narration. Okay, I'm already starting to get annoyed at dinging this, so let's just ding all the rest at once, shall we?
Polis, but I had given my word.
No you didn't. You're mute in this game. What a waste of oil. Resources are thin, idiots.
Sorry, Arto. This part of the station is under temporary lockdown.
Hey there, Neil. Why aren't you at camp?
Daddy, When is Mom going to come back?
Soon.
Liar. Alex has a kalash on his desk, but refused to give it to Artyom, despite the fact that this weapon will take up a good portion of the plot later on. Plus, he wants Artyom to be as safe as possible and doesn't give him a clearly better gun? What a dick.
Used to make regular trips to police, but getting there now requires a lot of luck. That or being from
While the level of active background characters is cool, it makes listening to the main plot way too difficult. It's like reading a book covered in random overlapping sentences, and since it persists throughout the game, I think that's worthy of a few sins.
Caravan got stuck near Alexeyevska. A tunnel collapse or other shit.
A simple tunnel collapse sends the protagonist down a tunnel full of Nasalises, a Normality, and other various mutants. How very convenient.
If we are to survive, this threat must be eliminated, no matter the cost. Eliminated.
Oh yeah, cause knocking you out totally makes them a threat. Cows knocked me out all the time as a kid. Did I ever kill them? Nope. This is the only time firing a shotgun will affect your ears, even after obtaining a 4-barrel shotgun. No matter what you do, the Riga merchant will always die. Just like you will always fall off the cart. Convenience! Despite being in plain view and within close vicinity of the cart, all the Nasalises will miss you. Artyom suffers heavily from protagonist syndrome here. Why does he need the bandage? His head was fine a minute ago. So you may notice the lady of the tunnel walking by, and let me tell you now, her services are not great. But I'll give the devs credit for pulling the wool over the eyes of greedy gamers pretty early on.
Wow, did you really come here on a handcar?
Yes, I did.
Wow, I'd love to ride that thing. Are you Artyom?
Ah, same voice syndrome. Metro 2033 suffers from it a lot. So the morale choices in 2033 are pretty easy compared to Last Light. Pay the kid for a menial task and get good karma, or refuse and get bad karma. I'm glad these blatant morale choices aren't too common in the game.
I'll give you my AK when we get there. Deal? Good.
Bourbon forces you to agree to the deal before you could nod. A small animation would have been nice at least. Military bullets act as the currency, and all ammunition in this universe is made inside the tunnels and thus weaker. In what other game can you shoot your currency? Remove 5 sins.
They say if you listen long enough, you can hear the voices of the dead. What bullshit.
While this turns out to be true, minus 2 sins for Bourbon being so goddamn awesome with that dialogue. The interactions with outside sources in the HUD, especially in first person, is awesome. It still makes my skin itch when flies are on the screen. Minus 2 more sins.
That was some ride.
You fell from a slowly dipping train carriage.
I gave him shit. And the staircase are convenient.
Bourbon would be good at sinning conveniences. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Piece of shit! Come on, open! Artyom, my gut tells me something is very wrong with this place.
Cause the weird flashing hallucinations aren't enough of a hint? The height of the door is more than enough for Artyom and Bourbon to crouch under and get through, yet the game will not allow you to progress. And that was a dark one that saved you from the hallucination, yet Artyom remained silent on this fact.
Simon, look who the snout scared us.
God damn it. We stepped in this shit now.
I think he heard you, Bourbon. Your voice was bouncing off the walls.
Don't move! Stand still, I'm talking to you!
Regardless, they will not persist you anymore. No animation to stop you, no automatic failure like shooting keys at the beginning of Halo CE, nothing.
We're in deep shit. No way I can pay back those railcar guys.
We'll be lucky if they let us shovel shit for the rest of our days.
We? You're supposed to be leading me. All Archon would have to do is feign innocence and mention how he didn't keep your deal either, and presto! Archon would be free while you shovel shit for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'll go have a talk with a certain someone.
Even Bourbon isn't free of the pronoun game. Who is this guy? How will he help us get out of the market? Why didn't you mention any of this sooner? To quote a wise man, details, man, they are important.
Great, let's go then. I think you already know the way.
If I was a new player, not at all. Never make assumptions about your audience.
No one. If anyone reads me, respond. It's Moscow, Market Underground Station.
This is a smart little detail that I enjoy about this game, and it's accurate to safety protocols and nuclear incidents. -1 sin. So you can spin this turnstile with ridiculous speeds, but once you step through it, you're unable to leave. Invisible walls and a cutscene activation will stop you from being caught.
Look around. We'll have no problems with spare filters and ammunition whatsoever.
Then why did you ask me to buy some? I wasted military-grade ammo on them, and you can't progress the story without you at least buying them once.
Then we go our separate ways, and you'll get my AK like I promised.
The developers changed the look of the Kalash to purposely avoid copyright claims. Bourbon is the only one in the entire series of games to call it an AK. Even if you time it badly, Archon clearly can make the jump on his own. Once more, he suffers from protagonist syndrome and fails to jump in an awkwardly transitioned cutscene. Now, I've barely ever used gas masks, but I know that even if a bit of rainwater gets into the mask, you're gonna have trouble breathing through it. In short, Archon should be replacing a filter by now.
Don't step in the puddles. You'll get irradiated and shit.
And that dunk in the water didn't? My Geiger counter is going off, but I'm not taking any damage. Nor did I take any in the water? So, the first one's free?
See that gated building? Your target is a vent in the backyard that leads to the station.
Why do I need you anymore if you're telling me where to go?
Make it quick. Don't eat yellow snow.
God damn it, Bourbon. You're such a good character, but come on, man. Come on, game. You were doing so well. Double sin for the jump scare QTE. Developers adding themselves / loved ones into the game cliche. Well, thanks for the exposition there, Mr. Cassette Tape. Also, this game is set in 2033, but the end of the world happened in 2013 in this game's lore. Unless Russia was still behind the times, tapes were done and dusted by the late 90s.
Listen carefully. The bandits control this station.
Artyom is meant to be 20 around this time. Granted, 20-year-old me was a dumbass, but if the man leading you has friends in a bandit-controlled area, what does that say about him? Dude, your light is shining through the grate. Turn it off.
Then to the boss it is! Where else would you like to go, huh?
For a game made by a pretty strong development team, those sound effects really stand out for the wrong reasons. I'd love to remove a sin for actually receiving your payment, but it's minus his attachments he had on the gun in the last chapter. We were promised his gun, not the base.
One night, here for Great Bourbon War! Who the fuck?
Both Bourbon and Archon had a clear, easy shot, but neither takes it until too late. Also, the devs just killed the most badass character in this game. And yes, I count him far beyond any ranger.
A not unexpected finale for the likes of him.
My name is Khan. Nobody ever walks here. Neither people nor beasts. Even the rats are absent.
See, I hate dialogues or sayings like this. Nobody ever walks here. You and I are people, Khan. We count as somebody. The fresh dead bodies we see later on counted as somebody. Even if one alive person is here, that invalidates your sentence and makes it grammatically incorrect. Hey, if I had to suffer and learn English 3 times, so do you.
Castone labio asterium manto. Castone labio asterium manto.
This prayer is supposedly rough Latin or Sanskrit. The prayers he chants are a mantra to remove negative energy from Miranda's body, but Khan admits that he was a part of this squad of men and fought in the battle. Why would Khan need to chant a prayer to walk through them if he was part of them? Why does he keep it a secret? Why was he fighting in a cursed tunnel? How did he learn Latin or Sanskrit to move past them in a world that was dead for 20 years? Details. They are important. Dramatic introduction for a creature we saw 6 chapters ago. Khan is more of a father to Artyom than Alex is. This entire level. It's cool, but man is it pointless to the plot. It can be completed in a few minutes and only serves as a reminder to Artyom's goal and Khan's destination, despite the fact that he'll Deus Ex Machina his way back into the plot later on.
Hey, loosen up. It's a human. Kill the light already.
Mercury! Dude, how's the leg since your last fight?
Our freeze station is under the watchful eye of the Reds. Paranoia is the new game in town, so keep yourself below the radar. You understand?
Since when did Russia's metro become America? Oh.
Prepare for inspection.
Oh, I'm always prepared for this. Doctor, could you
Watch
check
out,
my
the
prostate
gals on
while
your
you're
body.
at it? I'm pissing kind of funny. It's glowing. Must be the radiation, huh?
Hark! The rare video game wisecracker approaches.
And who are you? The comedian's boyfriend! Put your hands out! You're under arrest.
Guilty by walking through a door. Either way, this dude will die in the shooting or get caught.
If there's still a god left in our world.
Ah crap, I missed the narration bit in my mega sin earlier on. Could they be any god damn slower? This cart is filled with holes and soon after is lifted into the air. This place is decently lit too, so either living in the metro has impaired everyone's vision or Artyom's protagonist syndrome is stronger than we thought.
How about you?
Me? Join the army, they said. See the world, they said.
The fan service is strong with this one. Gah.
I heard they once fought another war. The Nazis lost.
It's honestly terrifying to think that history like this may end up as a story one day. You can absolutely destroy your way through the front line of enemies or sneak through it entirely. This level is one of the betters in the game and definitely noteworthy to take off a sin for its level of detail.
You stay down! Don't you dare look at me!
I'm so sorry, Yuri. I stealth this entire mission, but I'm automatically captured? That's some hardcore bullshit. Such horrible, jolted, stiff controls. Why do I control the cart's horn when I'm not even driving?
We've been sent to the forward roadblock, Herr Officer, to deliver the ammo.
What a god-awful lie. We're in a machine trolley. You could have said backup, support for the push against the enemy, but you go for delivering ammo? Look at his uniform! It has Sparta written all over it!
Careful! Duck!
There are parts where ducking won't prevent you from being hit, so I'm dinging it now and moving on. When entering the depot, the cart slows down because the game knows there's going to be a big fight coming and it needs to be dramatic. Pavel here will die regardless of how well you fight off the ambush. In the original game, this scene was one of the few moments when Artyom clearly speaks in the game. And I am still salty about it. This entire level, just like Cursed, is just giant filler with a small morality check tacked on. The commander wants the tunnels destroyed, but why? The Nacellus is already through and Polus is ages away. By the time they get there, it'd be pointless. If your mask cracks, it only affects your filters by making them less durable. In reality, he should be leaking air or choking a tad. Ullman Ex Machina. Barely 3 feet below the surface, yet Artyom can breathe now? Also, where did all this light come from? It was storming a few moments ago, and what about those guards I left behind there?
Artyom, my man, you made it!
Where did you come from? There's literally no entrance point from where you Ex Machina'd from.
We wish to understand you and help you.
If you weren't clued in by now that the Dark Ones may not be as bad as people think, that was just flat out obvious.
But, you know, it's not any more evil than, say, fire.
Rehashing old lines for critical plot moments cliche.
Hey, you at the rail car!
engine! Do not move! Name yourselves!
Finn! Dude, I swear I don't have your knife.
I'm stunned that the council has refused to help your station.
All that pain, all those struggles for survival, just to be told, nope, go fuck yourself. Welcome to the real world, Artyom.
There still are people who will rise up and fight the threat of the Dark Ones.
Even if you've sided with the Dark Ones at this point, Artyom still dibba-dobs them like a punk bitch.
Finally, you're here, that's good.
Motherfucker, I was waiting on you.
Guys, a flock of birds came to see us!
Not as fun without them tied to a chair, eh, Shogo? Okay, those are just dangling horse dongs.
The door the librarian went through leads there. There's not much time. Dawn's coming.
I guess I never fixed that line in the Redux version. I wish this had further consequences. You need supplies while librarian snaps your neck. Librarian can clearly fit through this, but won't because of reasons. What the hell insta-killed you? That fall barely winded Artyom. While this level is impressive by being so creepy, it's honestly unremarkable. You can avoid fighting all the librarians if you're stealthy or quick enough, and if you fight them, it's just a waste of ammo. This chapter is crucial to the Ranger's plan, and it's over in less than 10 minutes. Artyom is addicted to pre-war paperwork and trays. Are you fucking kidding me? The one locker tray that contained hidden metro tunnels and missiles is labelled with its rumoured name? You know, Artyom should be suffocating by now. I never put his mask back on. It was early morning when I went inside and the moon is out. Time flies in 10-minute levels. Car Ex Machina. The music didn't miss a beat and we're instantly at the church.
And so far the only human outpost open.
How is the air breathable in here? Why is this the only one? Why not use something closer to the metro? Details. Important. They are.
You reap what you sow, Artyom. Force answers force. War breeds war, and death only brings death. To break this vicious circle, one must do more than just act without any thought or doubt.
But I have to add this one back on because Khan Ex Machina is his way back out of the plot. He existed here only for the weak explanation of how the Rangers found him. Yeah, I ding this already, but I did say I was going to sin the hell out of this game. Rangers all know instant teleportation.
The gear's ready.
You guys?
Unnamed Rangers? I smell red shirts. Dark One flashback strikes again. You'd think with all that burning wood, they'd almost be ready to choke from smoke inhalation, right?
Well done, Artyom. You've just earned yourself a medal.
For flipping a switch?
Shit! Watch your language, soldier.
Miller, lighten the fuck up. The world has all but ended. I think manners go out the window too.
A glass of moonshine for each Los Alamos. How about that, Colonel?
Kiego, how's okay? I've made my point. Yuri's everywhere, but he's awesome, so we get a free pass. Yuri, no! Curse his red shirt.
Artyom, take a look at that room.
The ultimate splitting from the group plot cliche. Much better.
Artyom, are you okay? Great.
I didn't say anything. Or knock. Or cough.
Oh, thank God, at least you're alive.
We lost Stepan. Fuck!
The second red shirt who lost his buddy, the first red shirt? What a tragedy.
Well.
The well, what have we got here cliche.
Somehow I have a bad feeling about this.
I have a bad feeling about this cliche. Oh man, I've been waiting to use that one.
Our little friends are here, I see. Come to daddy, bitches.
Bourbon said it better, considering you were Mr. Manners earlier.
Artyom, you won't believe what you have to do now.
You cowardly prick. Rule of 3 cliche.
Well, thank God that in the past everything was built in pairs.
So, why couldn't we just take this elevator down to begin with?
We'll come back here later and finish what we started.
No, they won't. 2 games and we still haven't come back down here yet. And now, the thrilling conclusion to the prologue, fade to black. Artyom is saved by Miller and the car explodes.
Join the army, they said. It will be fun.
Oh god, not again. The old grizzled warrior is injured and sends the new guy to finish the job cliche. Also, Miller survives this. Once again, even though you can clearly jump to this level, Artyom's cutscene failure curse will kick in one final time, followed by more QTEs. Suddenly, I'm having fear flashbacks. So no matter if you're trying to get the good ending, you are always forced to place the laser signal, thus making the Dark Ones hostile towards you in this one moment. Weird, right? It's not like I've stayed and walked with them in my visions, thus trusting them. So this is how a cult classic first-person shooter wraps up their game. With platforming. Where the hell have you been this entire game? Also, this is the last time Hunter is ever seen. In a hallucination. Where did this pistol come from? I didn't have one on me before this cutscene. Guys? How am I gonna get down from here? Also, staring at the sunset sunrise cliche. And that's the end. Artyom reminisces on his journey here, his realization that his dreams were the Dark Ones communicating with him, and how he stopped his war before he realized they weren't threatening his station. Oh, what's that? You thought this was the canon ending and that your choices mattered? Take it, Dr. Cox.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Thank you so much for watching. This has been a pet project of mine for the last couple of months, and I'm really happy that it's finally out. Thank you to my friends for giving me support on doing this and like encouraging me and giving me ideas for like how I can make it unique to me. Stay tuned for a sequel to this video, and if you'd like to see more, tell me in the comments down below. Thumbs this video, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have fun and game on.